Artlist.io.
Coming of age. Coming of age. That's the real revolution. Growing up.
Music licensing reimagined.
Being inspired by whatever it is we are inspired by. Learning how to live through a world we didn't create. Figuring out our why we do the things we do. Sometimes we could get caught up in the real world once we're set inside of it. Once we get a feel for what's it's like to be responsible, be independent, think for yourself. We get caught up in our own daily activities, our own daily objectives. Sometimes we get caught up with the wrong people,
Music licensing
losing track of why we
reimagined.
doing what we doing in the first place, trying to fit in or trying to be accepted instead of believing in ourselves, which can be more powerful than we ever knew. Believing in who we are, what we can do, how we can change someone's lives, whether we start up a conversation with them or just enter their environment. We never really know who we help, who we heal, and we're just doing what we're doing in our own daily lives. Sometimes we get caught up in doing things for the wrong reasons. Like myself, it takes for you to go through toughest times of your life in order to really prosper into who you were supposed to become. God can always work through people in ways we don't always understand. He's always working through people around you. When he's testing you in order for you to become who you're supposed to become, you're destined to become. It took for me to go through what I went to in order for me to remember that. Remember why God worked through people. It really took for me to go through things to really remember why I do what I do, why I go through those hard times or endure those hard times to get through. I grew up wanting to create.
Music licensing
I've always wanted to
reimagined.
create. Continue down this road of creating, being a creative, being a cinematographer, a filmmaker, a visionary. Through the glory of the Most High, I was blessed enough to become futuristic. Sometimes
Artlist.io.
being alone can help you grow, can help you heal. Being alone can help you get the word from the Most High.
Music licensing reimagined.
I always understood that, and I was always to myself to a certain extent. I had to learn how to love people, close ones, relatives, from a distance. I've been through a lot in my life, and I was actually blessed enough to continue my education when I finished high school. I know nowadays people saying college ain't even a route you should take. You know, it's a waste of time, it's a scam, whatever. I was definitely blessed enough to be able to have that experience of going to college. I'm grateful I went just to have that experience, you know. I'm glad I took that route. I'm just blessed enough I had that experience to connect with people who I connected with. I knew what I wanted to do when I first got down there. It's just I wasn't that party type, man.
Reimagined.
Yeah, partying was cool. I was, you know what I mean, I was down with that, but that wasn't every weekly activity for me. I was actually trying to build a foundation upon what I had going on. As far as back then and right now, as far as networking and connecting with others who was going in my same direction. Definitely went through a lot of adversity. That's the beauty of life, coming of age, growing up, growing into maturity. Not everyone can say they have. It's not always just about growing financially. you have to constantly work on yourself. I had to constantly work on myself. Still to this day. Remembering my why I do the things I do, why I work so hard. I knew where I wanted to go. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. Still to this day, I still know. I still know how I want to impact as far as being a creative, as far as being a filmmaker. And these last 6 years, I've actually held myself back from my full potential because of one lane I was in, which was the music lane. It took me these last 3 years to understand that I might have to pivot. These past few years, I've got caught up in music and wanting to direct different artists, but I've noticed along the way the adversity that I've went through working with different artists, the personalities I have to deal with, and different people wanting to work but never really taking the time out to book an actual date with me, or it's just all type of things that go into directing and filming music videos with artists. Film itself is the reason why I create, and it's the reason why I'm inspired to create. Sometimes we get caught up in doing things for the wrong reasons. I came to realization that I wasn't doing what I was doing for the right reason. Doing things for money, Kevin. Push you back in life. It can hold you back. It can hold you back in life. And I was doing stuff for money. I was working jobs for money when I could have just been, when I should have just been perfecting my craft, working more on my skill set. Thing about me,
Artlist.io.
I've been through the toughest shit in this city, the city of Detroit. I've been through the toughest stuff, the toughest times with the toughest people. They gonna figure out how they can get to you. And being in this city, growing up in this city can put you in the worst situations. It can make you close yourself out from the world from which is right in front of you. I can remember going to one school, man. Before I got to 5th grade, it was kind of crazy.
Artlist.io.
I couldn't stay out of trouble, man. People kept trying me left and right. It made me look at myself to where what I was doing wrong. I'm the type of person, I would want you to be yourself around me, just not to the point where you're being disrespectful to me. Because if it get to that point, I'm not going to be around you. And I've always been the type of person, if I'm around you, that means I support you, I'm with you. Like, I never put myself around anybody that I'm not really trustworthy with or too cool with. I never was that type of person, because I never was a jealous, envy person. I never had much growing up. I grew up wanting to be somebody. I always knew I wanted to be somebody. I wanted to be great. I wanted to be more than what I've seen growing up. I always knew I wanted to be better than who my peoples were. Even though they were good people, I always knew I wanted to be somebody. Never thought I wanted to be better than somebody. I just knew I wanted to be somebody. discovering YouTube back in middle school, it kind of opened up possibilities that one day maybe I could be on YouTube creating videos and filming and become a filmmaker. And just discovering YouTube led me to take on that dream even more of being like a filmmaker, video creator. Through the years after high school, from 2017 up until now, I got caught up in music and shooting videos for rappers and artists. I kind of lost the real touch of actually creating real film. One of my closest friends, I see him as a brother, and he said something real wise. He told me music is very powerful, but film itself is the most powerful thing. Being able to captivate an experience through telling a story to an audience through visuals is powerful. Being able to bring someone's or even your own vision to life on screen is unique and beautiful. I had to remember why I pick up a camera. I don't do it because of music. I do it because of my love of film.